Yo, what's going on, guys? And today I wanted to talk about the Boston Celtics, and honestly, I think it's a very interesting game for them, and in the sense that where are the Boston Celtics? And I think that's where we look and we think, okay, this team, what are we doing? You signed Jabari Parker, and it seems like you guys are playing him depending on the matchup, which is fine. That's how basketball is, depending on the matchups. You play to what your strength is. I think what is interesting is the fact that, look, I love Jabari Parker as much as the next guy. And in 5 games, he's playing about 15 minutes a night. And he's shooting 53% from the field. And he's shooting, he really hasn't made a 3-pointer for them. But he's grabbing about 4 rebounds a night, giving out a 1.5 assists, half a block, and half a steal game. All right, 6 points. That's nothing special, but I told you he was going to be the Evan Turner special 2.0. And I think the problem with this team, obviously being their center position, the power forward position, is their bench. And we could sit here and talk about the injuries, which are actually prevalent. This team does have injuries, and I think they've been affected by injuries this entire season, and why you could argue they have underwhelmed. Kemba Walker has been not himself for the entire season. Robert Williams has missed a few games with knee injuries and other miscellaneous little things, and Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown have each had their own missed game or two. But I think the interesting part is this team, when you look at the second unit, when they're not healthy, it's really scary because look at this. Without Kemba and Jayson Tatum, they're down to Smart, M. Fournier, Jaylen Brown, Sheme Ojale, and Tristan Thompson, which wasn't a really effective lineup. I really like Luke Cornett, who they found. Payton Pritchard's awesome, and Romeo Langford. I'm not sold on. He hasn't done much to make me believe in anything. Grant Williams and Aaron Nesmith. Aaron Nesmith obviously has just been a first round pick, but I'm surprised they didn't move Grant Williams. And Romeo Langford just can't score in the NBA. So I'm surprised they haven't tried to find more veterans or done something more in the free agency market, trying to bring in some scoring, because they don't really have scoring off. Yeah, Payton Pritchard dropped 28 points. That's awesome. I love Payton Pritchard. He can score all over the yard. And I would love for them to, I would like them to run a second unit, obviously. Maybe have Payton Pritchard, Jabari Parker, Luke Cornett. Okay, have Luke Cornett get threes, Jabari Parker work the inside, then Aaron Nesmith, and I guess you put Romeo Langford, but obviously ideally be Evan Fournier in a normal lineup, and then you'd have Jayson Tatum and Kemba Walker there, Sheme Ojale for defense, even though I'm not a fan of Sheme. I love Brad Stevens, and I really do believe in Brad Stevens as a head coach. I always will, and I always will stand by that because I think he's one of the top 5 best head coaches in the league. And one thing that scares me with this team is, okay, let's talk about the 5 leading scorers are Robert Williams, Marcus Smart, Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum. And a year ago, their top 3 scorers were all 20 points per game scorers. And now they have 24 plus point per game scores, and only a guy in Kemba Walker who gets close in the high teens to 20. So that really sucks. For the year, he's averaging 18.2 points per game, Kemba. You got for the season 24.5 points from Jaylen Brown. Jayson Tatum over here, 25.7, but since the All-Star break, he's been averaging 26.6. And Marcus Smart, I think, has honestly expanded his offensive game, taking a bigger share of the offensive duties. And like the past 9 games, he's been averaging 16.2 points, and for the season, 13.6, which is actually a career high in scoring right there. And he's attempting the most 3-pointers for this, like, per a game for his season, which last year was 6.6, and this year he's doing 6 a game. But still, like, the fact that they're doing this and all this is happening, I just think they just got hit with a lot of injuries, and I think one of the things that they didn't plan for was just some of the players not panning out like they expected. And usually that's something that just sucks because those are some things you just aren't always the most practical things to plan for. So I don't completely blame Danny Ainge. I think one of his problems was people stopped wanting to do work with him because he wouldn't pull the trigger. He just became a bluff. I think honestly that was the problem. So I want to hear your guys' opinions down below. What do you guys think of the Boston Celtics and their playoff chances? That's basically it from me today, guys. I hope you guys do have a great day. But that's it for me. But peace out.